Hey there. In this video, I want to talk to you about why we are different from everyone else out there in the coaching space, and why this system, the strategy, and working with me ultimately is going to give you the best chance at success to get you to where you want to go, get to that next level, 10, 20, $30,000 a month and beyond with your coaching business, and actually make that happen and succeed. So I've been in a lot of programs, too many at this point, and I've been disappointed, to say the least. And so what I wanted to do is I wanted to build a program that is different from everything else out there. So we'll talk about this. I made a little outline just because I'm long-winded usually, and I want to just get straight to the point. So the first reason is the industry is broken. So what I mean by that is that most coaching companies out there, they are built to scale fast, not give you the best client experience and the best client results. So what I mean by that is that basically all these programs out there that I've joined, most of them are purely focused on group coaching, and they don't really give you that hands-on one-on-one time and attention. You're basically just a number, and you don't get your questions answered. You don't really get that personal guidance that you really wanted and needed. You're not really talking with the person, the CEO of the company, who's actually learned the skill, right? You're not talking with the person who's mastered the skill when you join these programs. What you're getting is, at best, a lower level employee from either a foreign country who's being told and trained what to say to you, and then they just bark orders at you, and that's your, I guess, guidance, and that's your level of support. And I've went through that, and I've been very disappointed. So, for example, I got coached by someone who had no experience coaching, who has never built a coaching program before in their life, right? And that obviously did not help me get to where I wanted to go. That was one of the programs that was a really bad experience for me. And so basically what I've learned is that you're going to get into in these other programs out there, you're going to get a massive group, you're going to get little to no personal guidance, you're not going to get your questions answered. Again, like I said earlier, you're not going to get the person who's actually been in the trenches years and years and years doing this. You're not going to have access to that person. You're going to get, again, a lower level employee who's just being told what to do. And again, that's not what you need. You need someone who's actually mastered the skill, spent thousands of hours learning that skill. That's what you want. That's what you need if you actually really want to get to where you want to go. And that's why I believe most people stall in these programs, right? So you probably can relate to this if you've joined other programs before. You join excited, and then you just realize that you're just another number. You're just another face in the crowd. And basically what I've realized is that most programs out there, they're built for the company's growth, not for your transformation and not for your results. And so I wanted to be different, and that all stemmed from what really changed my life. So just to give you kind of give you perspective, like I joined a program myself, and I got direct guidance from a guy who has mastered the skill. So just to give you context, I hired a mentor, and I wanted to learn sales. I wanted to really get good at sales. And this guy that I hired, he had spent thousands. He literally had taken 1,000 sales calls to the point to when I hired him. So think about that. When someone's taking 1,000 sales calls, you have to be really fucking good at that point, right? And not only that, he's spent tens of thousands of hours mastering that skill. He's closed millions of dollars worth of deals in the coaching space. And I got to spend time with him directly one-on-one. I got to pick his brain. I got to ask him questions. I got to spend time with him one-on-one, get real feedback. And that helped me shortcut not only years of mistakes, but it also changed my life overnight. I literally went from like $0 to $20,000 to $30,000 a month after hiring this coach. And I believe a big reason why I've been able to change my life with that is because I got to spend time with him, the guy who actually has been in the trenches, who's mastered the skill, right? And again, the other programs out there, they don't do that. Because why? Because it's not scalable. They can't spend time with every single one of their clients one-on-one, the CEO of the company, if they actually want to get to $100,000, $200,000, $300,000 a month. And most coaches in this space, they want to hit those big numbers, right? And so all of them do the exact same thing. They do a group program, and they don't really have that one-on-one guidance or that one-on-one time and attention with the CEO of the company. They usually just outsource it and have someone else do fulfillment for them. And so access to the person who has mastered the skill is what's going to create that real transformation for you, right? That's what you really want. That's what you really need to get to the next level. And I've seen this firsthand. It's changed my life. So what I've done is I've built the opposite model, right? Again, I really want to be different. I want to stand out in this industry. And so what I've seen is that most coaching companies, they choose to scale the business and sacrifice client results, right? What I've decided to do is I've chose to focus purely on client results and client experience first, even if that limits how much I can make, Okay. So I've intentionally kept my business smaller. Now that might sound stupid to you, but I'll explain why I'm doing it. It's not because I can't scale to $100,000 a month. I could if I wanted to, but the thing is I don't want to, and I'll explain why. When you scale your business to $100, $200, $300,000 a month, like these other programs out there do, usually you'll hire a big team, right? You'll have a coach who's doing the fulfillment for you. You'll have a closer taking the sales calls for you, and you start to lose touch with your clients and what they're going through. Not to mention, your clients are going to get way less results. Not to mention, you're going to add a ton of complexity to your business. And with having a big team, not only does it add complexity, but it also kills your profit margins. And so I've been a person who's always wanted a high impact business, lean, intimate, working one-on-one with my clients to get them the best results possible, while also keeping the business simple for me, to where I enjoy it and it gives me the lifestyle I want. Because I'm not just in this business to make as much money as humanly possible. I don't care to make billions of dollars. I don't care to make hundreds of millions. Like I really don't care. After about $10,000 to $20,000 a month, all of your bills are pretty much covered, unless you're a person who spends like an asshole, and you spend a ton of money. For most people, after $10,000 to $20,000 a month, you don't have to worry about money anymore. And so I've already gotten past that point, and I'm in the game just for fun. I enjoy this. I love what I do. I generally enjoy the coaching calls and teaching you something that changes your life and seeing that transformation, that light bulb go off for you and seeing that transformation in your life. That's what I live for. And I can tell you from experience that a lot of people in this space, a lot of the other coaching programs and coaches, they're in this as their sole. This is their gig. This is their full-time gig. This is what they do full-time, and they're here to make as much money as humanly possible. I don't care to do that. Full transparency, and I explained why. It's because it makes it way simpler for me. I enjoy the impact. I don't want to have a big complicated business. I don't want to have a big bloated team. I don't want to cut all my profit margins. I want a simple, lean business that is profitable, that gives me the lifestyle I want. It's not about money. It's more about the lifestyle. Because after about $20,000 a month, you make all the money you ever wanted and needed. So I've avoided all of that, right? So I'm not going to hire a team. I'm not going to have overhead. I'm not going to train employees. I'm not going to manage people. I'm just going to be a one-man show, a one-man team. And that is going to limit my growth, but it's also going to get my clients the best results possible. So here is what you're actually going to get here when you work with me, okay? So first off, we're capping how many clients we're going to take on every month. So I limit the amount of clients I'm going to take on and work with personally. The reason why is because I spend time with my clients to make sure they get the best results possible. If I help you master my system and my strategy, you'll never have to worry about getting clients ever again. It will change your life overnight once you master this process. And so my focus is spending my time one-on-one with my clients to make them master this process, because once they do, it'll change their life. So that's my focus. I don't want to have just hundreds of clients coming in every month for the sake of making more money. I want to keep it small and keep it lean. I want to stay directly involved, right? If I have hundreds of clients every month, I can't stay, closely with my clients and give them that one-on-one time and attention. I just can't do that. And so I want to keep that because, again, I'm all about being different. I'm all about being the best in the space and giving what other people can't give, right? Other people can't do this because it's not scalable with their time. But I'm going to do it. So, ultimately, when you work with me, you're going to get direct guidance, right? You're going to get real feedback. You're going to get real eyes on your business. You're going to get someone who's in the trenches with you, right? You're going to get someone, this is the most important thing, you're going to get someone who actually cares if you win, right? If you ask any one of my clients, they will tell you, I actually give a shit. I really do care about your results. Like, it's actually been a problem for me in the past that I've cared too much about my clients' results, that, it's been a detriment for me, right? And I tend to want to over-deliver for my clients. So when you're working with me, you're not just a number. You're not lost in a crowd. You're getting that time and attention. You're getting that guidance. You're getting me in your corner. And we'll talk more about how this is not just a done with you or a done for you program. This is different. But I'll talk about that in a second. Another thing is that a lot of the other programs out there, they're going to charge you $10,000. Okay, I know multiple coaches that are teaching similar things that what I'm teaching, and they're charging you $10,000 plus. Some are even charging you 10, 12, 15 grand. And I personally don't believe that you need to pay 10 grand in order to get life-changing information. Okay, I just don't. So what I do is I also charge less. Okay. Again, this is a passion project for me. It's not about just making as much money as humanly possible. So we charge less than everyone else out there. Most programs are, again, like I said, they will easily charge you $10,000. That's bare minimum. Some will charge you even more. I don't believe that's necessary. I also think, we do have a higher touch option that if you want to upgrade to, you can. But ultimately, I wanted to make my base program feel one-to-one and give you that time and attention that you need, so you don't have to spend 10, 15 grand to get your life and get you to that next level and actually get you to where you want to go with your coaching business. So again, the base program is significantly more affordable than everything else out there. It's built for real transformation, and it's designed to stand out. So again, we're here to help you win. We're not here just to squeeze as much money out of you as possible. Okay. The next thing is that the system is radically simple. Okay. So I've been in this space for 10 plus years. I've tried every method out there: VSLs, webinars, cold DMing strangers, group funnels, literally every method out there, right? Cold emailing, organic content. I did YouTube for 2.5 years, complete waste of my time, trying to build an audience on Instagram, Facebook, all that stuff. Going inside Facebook groups and cold DMing strangers. I've tried every method out there. Okay. And what I've realized is 99.9% of them are either outdated, they're way too slow. For example, content, you have to spend 2+ years creating content every single day on your profile before you can actually build a following. And I don't know about you, I don't want to spend 2.5 years creating content. I fucking hate creating content. And by the way, I cuss. Hopefully you're okay with that. That's just me being authentically me. Hopefully you're cool with that. But anyway, I hate creating content. Like, I hate being on camera 5 hours a day, recording reels, stories, things like that. I just don't want to do that. And so I've built my business around avoiding those things because I don't want to do those things. I've also noticed that every other method out there, the other solutions out there for you, are too complicated. So for example, creating a webinar, you have to create this 2-hour-long video, and you need to have all this tech set up and all this Facebook pixel here, and it's just way too complicated. And so I don't like that. I don't want to use that. There's a lot of room for things to break. It's really easy to fail with those strategies because they're just too complicated. Every method I've tried that was too complicated, it never worked out. And that was a big reason why, because it was just too complicated. And then also the other methods out there is built for people with audiences. So if you have a big, massive organic audience, you can make almost any strategy work because you already have that. You already have the audience. You already have the traffic. But for other people who are starting from zero and they don't have an audience, this is the best strategy for you because it's getting you in front of as many people as humanly possible and ultimately closing deals. So it's all about having more conversations with the people who have the problem you can help solve. And if you do that at scale, you can make a ton of money. So ultimately, what I've built, it's really, really simple. We need you to speak to people with the problem that you can help solve. We need to start conversations daily, right? And weekly, monthly. The more conversations, the better. We need to book calls on your calendar. This is the big, big thing, right? What's changed my life, what skill that I've mastered that I'm really freaking really good at is booking calls on your calendar. I could do that with my hands behind my back. I've mastered that skill. I've spent 10 years mastering this. And the reason why is because I knew if I learned that skill, I could change my life. And it did. And so this is the skill that if you work with me, I'm going to make you really, really good at this because this is what's really going to get you to where you want to go. Marketing, sales. In order for you to make more money, you need to talk to more people. In order for you to talk to more people who have the problem you have solved, you need to get them to book a call with you. And that is a massive skill that once you solve and you learn that, you don't have to worry about money anymore because you can always create opportunities for you to make a sale and make money because you have calls on your calendar. That is a skill that I'm really freaking good at. That is my bread and butter. And that's the skill that I'm going to teach you in the program. It's going to change your life. Then obviously you need to learn sales, right? Which makes sense. If you want to charge high ticket, you want to make a ton of money, you want to get lots of clients, you have to learn sales, right? It's the same thing with booking the calls. You need to learn how to talk to people on the call, right? And then you help people, you get paid, and then it's a simple system. Out of all the systems out there, out of all the solutions and methods and strategies that people are teaching, this is by far the simplest system I've ever seen. And from what I've experienced in my life, the simplest things, the simplest systems are the ones that always work. So for example, with health and fitness, it's move more, eat less, eat whole foods, don't eat junk food, right? Simple. And it actually works, right? With business, it's the same thing. Simple always works. With finances, it's spend less than what you make, right? Simple, track your finances. It's always the simple stuff that really makes the biggest difference in your life. And it's the same thing with business. And that's why I'm so proud of the system being so simple, because it's changed my life. It's stupid simple. It's easy compared to everything else out there. It's not that hard. Okay. The next thing, this is the most important thing, is that this program is a build with you program. So the other programs out there that you'll probably see, they're either done with you or it's do it yourself. The other option is that it's done for you. Now, I don't recommend done for you because they don't care about your business. They don't care about your results. You're just a number to them. So you're not going to get good results from that. Think of things like agencies. Agencies are terrible. If you've ever hired an agency, you probably know what I'm talking about. Don't ever hire an agency if you haven't done it yet to run your ads for you. You'll get terrible results, and you will get burned, and it will not be fun. I've done that myself. But mostly what you're going to see in this space in terms of other programs out there, it's do it yourself, which means you're just going to get videos, or it's done with you, meaning you get videos and you get someone kind of like telling you what to do on like a call, right? What this is, my program, again, I want to be different from everyone else out there. This is build with you. So what I mean by that is that we actually help you build your scripts, your ads, your VSL, your profile, your content, the entire funnel. We go back and forth. I'll actually personally, myself, I will review your work and I will give you real constructive feedback in real time. Okay. And this is one of the most game changing things that you need, is that you need someone who's in your corner, who's mastered the skill, who's spent 10 years of their life dedicated to learning the skill and mastering it, which is me. You need that person in your corner telling you what to do, what not to do, what mistakes to avoid, all of that. That's what you get when you work with me. And I'm telling you right now from experience, you don't get that in other programs. You don't. All you get is a group call with a lower level employee who's just basically being trained on what to say to you, and then they just bark orders at you. And they have no context on what it's like to build a business. They have no idea what it's like to run ads. They have no idea what it's like to close deals on calls. You don't get that when you work with me. You get someone in your corner. You get my phone number. You can message me anytime. You can ask me questions. I'll send you Loom videos, which is like a personalized video just like this, giving you feedback in real time, looking under the hood, looking at your business, seeing what you're doing wrong, what you're doing right, and giving you feedback in real time. That's really, really important. You need that. That's what I got from my coach, and that's what changed my life. Okay? That way you're not guessing. You're building alongside someone who's actually done what you're trying to do. And that is the most important thing. And again, you're not going to get this in other programs. Why? Because they can't spend time with you one-on-one. It's not scalable. And that's because they care more about how much money they make. They want to make $100,000, $200,000, $300,000 a month. Some people want to make $500,000 a month. I don't care about that. I don't. I'm already good financially. I don't care about that. What I care about is having a business that I love and I enjoy. And this is more about fulfillment for me. This is more about me working in the trenches with my clients and getting them amazing results. That's what I care about more than anything else. Okay. And again, I actually care. If you've joined other programs out there, you've probably asked some questions and you got vague answers. You got rushed responses, or this is the worst, which is, you'll ask a question in their group and they'll tell you, hey, watch this video in the course. That'll answer your question for you. And it's just like, it's not thoughtful answers. You can tell they don't care based on how they respond to your questions. And you just feel like a number. You feel like a ticket number. You just feel like another face in the crowd. And I wanted to be different. I don't want to do that. So what we do is I answer all the questions, and you can notice and you can tell when you're in the program based on just how I respond that I actually genuinely give a shit. I actually care, and you will see that in my responses. They're long, they're thoughtful, they're detailed. I send you Loom videos, I send you voice messages, I give you plenty of context, I break down everything for you, and I give you my real attention, because ultimately that's what you need to actually get to where you want to go in this business. So again, why we're not like other programs out there. You will never be able to get to talk to the CEO of the company. Okay, if you hire any of these other programs out there, not only are you going to pay way more money, you're not going to be able to speak to the CEO of the company, the person who's mastered the skill, who's been in the trenches for 10 plus years. You're not going to get that. What you're going to get is you're going to get someone who's been trained on what to tell you, who has no context, no experience, and in my opinion, that just doesn't move the needle for you. I've had that experience before, and it didn't make a difference for me. When I got access to the CEO of the company, that's when my life changed. When I got to spend time and ask the questions and pick their brain, the person who's mastered the skill. I don't know why my camera keeps zooming in like this. It's weird. I just bought this new webcam and it's kind of funky. But anyway, And by the way, this is also why we're different. If you can tell, this is completely unedited. Like there's no cuts. This is completely raw. This is completely real. And I think that's important because everyone else out there, it's super highly edited. They have highly edited ads. They don't have raw, organic, long form content like this. I want to do that because I want to be different in the space. Okay. And I highly recommend if you want to start your own coaching program that you do the same thing as well. You try to be different from everyone else. You try to disrupt the market and be your unique self, because ultimately I think that's the best way to grow your coaching business, is just be different, because everyone else sounds the exact same. Everyone's just copy and paste the same stuff over and over and over again, whether it's the ads, whether it's the programs. And I don't want to be that person. I want to be different. Okay. So again, why not other programs out there? Again, you're not going to talk to the CEO of the company. We talked about that. What you're going to get with me is you're going to talk to me personally, right? You get my number. You can pick my brain. I've spent 10 years in the trenches doing this, and I give you what most big companies out there can't give you, which is access, care, and mastery. Okay? So that's what you're going to get with me when you work with me in the program. And not to mention, I'm really freaking good at this. Like really good at this. And the reason why is because I knew long ago, when I was like 18, 19 years old, I've been knowing about this industry for a very long time. I've been in this space for a very long time, 10 plus years. I knew that if I mastered marketing, ads, booking calls, sales, that it would change my life. And just to be completely vulnerable with you for a second, I was afraid of being a loser my whole life. And that is what has motivated me to figure all this shit out on my own. And to be honest with you, I wish I hired a coach year one of my business and my journey. I didn't, though. I was very stubborn. I was thinking, yeah, I can do this on my own. I can figure this out, right? And I saw all the gurus out there. I consumed all the free information out there. I watched all the YouTube videos on everything. And it took me 10 years to get to this point, right? It took me a long time. The second I started hiring coaches, that's when my life started to accelerate quickly and get me to where I wanted to go. But nonetheless, back to what I was saying, my whole life changed when I mastered these skills, okay? And I obsessed over it, right? I obsessed over getting strangers to respond, starting real conversations, having conversations that convert. So one of the unique mechanisms that we have in our program is called conversion conversations, where we have conversations with our prospects and we convert them into calls on our calendar. And ultimately, this is one of the things we're going to be teaching you in the program, and it will change the game for you with your business. There's nothing else like this that I have seen in this space that has worked like this. It books more calls than I've ever seen possible in this industry. You also want to book qualified calls, of course. And so that's my edge. Is like, I know how to get calls on your calendar. I know this down to a science, how we can get you speaking to your potential clients on a call, wanting to speak with you, wanting to find out more about your program, how much it costs, all that stuff. I know how to get that for you in your business. And guess what? That's the key to success. If you have a ton of calls on your calendar with potential clients, you're going to make more money. Think about it. If you speak to 100 people a month and they all have the problem that you can help solve, do you think you're going to make more money if you kind of knew how to sell and you knew how to book those calls? Of course you can. Of course you're going to, right? It's a volume game. Business is just relationships. It's all about talking to as many people as possible and getting good at sales. And that's what we teach our clients how to do at scale. We've had clients that literally had zero experience, who've never sold a program before in their life, didn't even have a program, and we made them $10,000 their first month with this system. $20,000 within 2 months, okay? Think about that. These are complete beginners, starting from scratch, no experience. Within 30 days of using the system I'm teaching them, right? $10,000 the first month, $20,000 the second month. Now, I'm not guaranteeing that for you. I cannot guarantee that for you. The reason why is because it totally depends on you whether you're going to take the action or not, whether you're actually going to master this process or not. That is all on you. I cannot guarantee that. And I know a lot of other programs out there, they guarantee you shit, but ultimately, if someone guarantees you anything in business, you should run the other way, because what I've found from experience is that there is no guarantees in business. There literally isn't. Now, what I can guarantee you with my system is that I will work with you for as long as you need until you make more money than what you paid me to learn this from this program. So our goal is I want to get you to $10,000 a month minimum. And I will work with you for as long as you need from me until you get to that point. Okay? So that's me just like reassuring you that you'll get me as long as you need until you make way more money than what you pay me to learn this. And then that $10,000 you make a month, you can continuously do that every single month to make even more money. So anyway, back to what I was saying. This is me rambling. By the way, I have ADHD, as you can clearly tell. So I'm probably like all over the place, pinball. But if you can't book calls on your calendar, you can't grow your business. And that's something that I've mastered, and that's what I'm going to teach you in the program. And ultimately, you're going to make money by talking to more people, building trust, booking calls. And ultimately, that's marketing, that's conversations, that's sales, and that's what we do. That's what we've mastered. So if you master this, it will change your life, just like how it did for me. Okay? And if you don't believe me, go ahead and take a look at my testimonials. I have clients that literally had no experience, started from zero, complete beginner, and it's changed their life. It's been insane to see. We have an amazing program. We have an amazing system, an amazing strategy, and I'm really, really proud of this. I truly am. And I'm excited for you to see it, and I'm excited for you to use it, and I'm excited for you to see the results because it works. It just freaking works. But anyway, so yeah, this video was a little bit longer than I expected. A little bit, I kind of rambled a little bit, but hopefully you understood kind of like the thesis of this video, and hopefully that was insightful for you somehow, some way. And yeah, I will see you in the next video.